This is an instructional video, part 2, on how to do the highlighting or circling for 1 Corinthians class. Okay, so we've highlighted the chapter completely, and notice I've gone all the way through it. By the way, I have an additional rule, and the rule is that the word no, is always counts as half a word. So here it says, not married, that's the same thing. Same thing as no. So not married, that's one word. Not sad, that's one word. Haven't, that's one word, okay? And the reason is because not is really so important in so many of these verses. Not command. So if you have the word no or the word not, that is only half of a word, okay? Because you need to include that. All right, now here we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through each one of these paragraphs. I don't have that many. And I'm going to ask the question, what is this paragraph about? Not marry, immorality, own wife, satisfy needs, master own body, a normal marital relations, temptation, lack of self-control. So this first paragraph has something to do with the fact of marrying, husbands and wives satisfying their sexual needs, temptation, lack of self-control, and something about this special gift, all right? So I'm going to just ask the question. I'm looking at all of these married or unmarried. Here we are. Better, alone, marry, burn. Wow, this is a lot about sexual temptation. Wife not leaving her husband, but remains single, not divorced. That's about divorce, leaving. Wife unbeliever, must not divorce her. Unbelieving husband is acceptable, united to his wife. Pagan children, acceptable to God. Well, we should include the word not here. I didn't follow my own rule here. Not believer. I think I better put that word too. That seems to be kind of important. Free to act. Save. So that's about dealing with unbelievers. And this is about living, called, not remove, circumcision, obey commandments, slave, chance free, slave, called, free for the Lord, free, slave, price, same condition. So this is about, and that's what this heading says, it's about living as God called you, slave or free, or circumcised or uncircumcised. And then, so I'm looking at this paragraph and I'm beginning to ask the question, what is this paragraph about? Well, it looks to me like this paragraph, and I'm going to just write this down here. What question or problem is Paul dealing with here? And the answer would be, it looks like Paul is dealing with questions, problems that come up in marriages, especially divorce or marriage with unbelievers. And so I've got that. I go back up to my first verse, and in this case, it's about sexual relations within marriage and avoiding temptation. And so I'm going to write, let's look at it again. And so going to change this a little bit. Husbands and wives should have regular and faithful sexual relationships within marriage and avoid temptation. That's the first paragraph. So that's the first thing. What question is Paul dealing with? Paul's dealing with questions, problems that come up in marriage, especially divorce. So the first thing is that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through every paragraph, and maybe not every paragraph, but every large paragraph for sure. I might join some of these other paragraphs together to make one question that he's answering. And then I'm going to write these principles down here. And so what's going to end up happening, I'm going to have, it looks like to me in this rather long chapter, looks like to me in this chapter, which has a lot of subjects in it, I'm guessing I'm going to have about 6 or 7 different things here. And I'm just going to list them out here. The main thing, what question or problem is Paul dealing with here? And then I'm going to say, here's the main question. This is our ball game here. Then I'm going to say, okay, so what are the answers? Here's the first answer. Okay, and I'm just going to list the other 6 or 7 answers there. Then at the end, I'm going to try to look at all of these answers that I've listed here, and I'm going to try to come up with a single principle that covers them all. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with this assignment. What's the purpose? This is fulfilling one of our 3 course goals, which is that you will have a familiarity with the content of the chapters of 1 Corinthians. And I think this is going to be a great way to do that. Okay, if you have any questions, please ask me.